Guys, I'm back. It's Mystic MMOs. Oh, and Hop's still with me. He's busy. He's over there beside me, across from me. He's not running this shit. DPS, freaking going AFK during a queue. Why do they do that? I mean, jeez.
All right, what level you doing? I'll run it with you.
I've already been in queue, man. It's gonna pop up any second, so it's pointless. I'm just doing the roulette, man.
All right. Oh,
I
I'm
gotta do the
just
lobby and I gotta do the 50, but
I'm
I'm
just selling stuff,
I'm gonna
clearing out
do
my armor.
I think
62.
I'm gonna do my scholar on the other one to get the level points. You know.
Hold on to that. Yeah. I gotta take the gem out of that. All right, move that down out of my way.
I think I like that though because by the time I get this through to 70, I'm anticipating my white mage to be around 55, 60, and my summoner and my scholar up to 50. you know?
Right.
So, and then of course I'll have to do. I don't know what I want to do after that. I want to go with something with the physical element. I'm thinking samurai. You know, I think I really want to like
Yeah.
go with the samurai.
The samurai looks pretty cool.
I have to get the the astrologian,
Astrology,
the astrologian. It's called astrologian. So
astrologist,
no, it's not astrologist. I thought it was astrologist, but it's not. It's not called that.
astrologian,
Yeah, whatever. It's the tarot class. Whoa.
the tarot cards. Pretty much looks like tarot cards, and they're spinning above his head.
It is tarot cards.
Yeah, I'm saying pretty cool. All the random buffs. I don't like that it's random though, but I mean it's pretty cool in a way. But
Yeah, the
I don't know.
RNG.
Yeah, because you can get. I don't know how it works. Damn, I just made over 100 grand selling my fucking shit out of my inventory. All right, so I can break this down to a gem, turn that into a gem, turn all these into gems. One of these had a gem in it. All right, I gotta take the gem out of this one. Nice, I just got an achievement for breaking shit down or converting it into gems. There's an achievement vendor in this game. Do you know that?
Yeah. Mhm.
So I mean, that's cool. I like that because that gives you a reason to actually hunt down and get achievements because there's a vendor for it. But other games, it's like, what's the point of farming achievements? There's no reward for it. Oh, I forgot to do my earrings. Damn it. Oh, I can break this one down, convert it. I'm gonna make my money, man. Constantly doing this shit, dude, all day.
Oh, wrong button.
Oh, I can't break that one down. That's shite. Sell that one. Convert that one. Keeping that one for later on. Let's convert that one. Alright, almost done. I just sell stuff again. My earrings. Sell. Yeah, this is definitely needed. My armory for all my tabs was damn near filled. Like I said, I just made 100 grand. I'm selling all my shit out of my inventory, out of my armory. Alright. Finally, I'm good to go. Alright, let me see. Is my armor repaired? Meh, not really. That's not good prop, but as well. Not at all. Alright, go. Let's see if Captain Jackass over here sold anything yet. Nope, still 20 items. Alright. Level am I? 43. Oh, excuse me. Minute. Oh, this is an 8-man. Oh, yeah. Attack of these at level 50? Yeah, level 70. That shit.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
A little bit. You can turn it up.
I'm gonna. There, can you hear me better?
Yes, I can. Welcome. So how you doing, Scott?
What?
How you doing? Oh, that's you, Hop.
Yeah, I'm not Scott.
Oh, I thought you were Scott there for a minute. You
No.
sound different, but you're a little low.
I took off my headset so that I can get back in the party. Let's see if I can join.
It's terrible quality.
What? My sound?
Yeah. Well, my echo.
I'll put my headset back on. Hang on.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick, actually.
Dun, 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 dun. I'll just create it. Check out. All right. treasure coffer back here, but fuck it.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
What the fuck? That person's gonna get me killed. I'm gonna be all pissed off. Great. Fucking dude got us killed.
It's pretty shitty.
Fucking dude just kept running. Almost sealed off the entire fucking instance, man.
Wow. What an idiot.
What a fucking...
Dumbass people, man.
Fucking dumbs, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Scott, what's up, man?
Oh, you know, same old, same old. I see you're streaming, huh?
Yeah, I've been, just trying to, get a little in. A lot, actually. So, what do you think, man?
I really like it.
Do you?
It's sometimes, hey, what's up, Hop? Sometimes it's frustrating.
Right.
Just navigating, like the maps, like the starting city that I started in is very confusing. Like, especially when you got to go up, progress in the storyline, and you got to go around and you don't know if you're on the first floor, second floor, third floor, up this stair, down this stair, but it's really, the story's really good. It's really good.
That's why I mentioned about getting those the small blue aethers in cities, because if you look at where it's telling you got to go in the map, you just find the closest little blue aether junction and then just get the name of it and then teleport there, and it's just boom, you're there.
I don't know. It was weird because it wasn't like when I was helping the whatever the queen was, that little tiny wee people girl, and I was supposed to, I unlocked the little ether crystal right outside it, but it wouldn't allow me to fast travel to it when I looked at it on the map. So, and then eventually, I don't know if I unlocked all of them, then it allowed me to travel in between all of them. I don't know if that's something different. I need to get everyone in the city before I can teleport. I don't know, but
no, the way it works is the big one at a city is the one you can use through the map. The little ones, you have to go to a different little one to be able to use them.
Oh, maybe that's why. Okay.
You can, yeah, you use the little ones to jump around from little one to little one, and the way they work, if you haven't attuned to that little one yet, you can't jump to that one. So, but as soon as you get 2 of them in a city, you can use them to jump back and forth to each other.
Oh, okay. I felt so stupid because I tried to walk to the, I don't know, I forget what, the Liba, whatever, that place. I tried, you know what I'm talking about, right? So I tried to walk to, yeah, Limsa, whatever. So I tried to walk to it.
Oh yeah, that's not very good. Yeah.
Well, I made it to the boat, but then it said the boat shut down, and I'm like,
yeah.
you freaking serious? Really? I'm like, I just walked this whole entire way, and you're gonna tell me the boat shut down? Some BS.
Yeah.
Did you ever get there?
I did. Well, I made it there in the main story quest. I had to take. I'm at the point now where I have to take the, I have to take the flying machine. The to each one to Gardenia, and the Lemza one.
Yeah, the
Limsa,
Lemenzia.
Yeah, Lima.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just letting these guys do their thing. The dude's like, I need a meat shield. The fucking dude just got me killed. I was like, you know what, man? I don't need to deal with this. You just go. Do your thing, guys. I'll sit back. I'll collect shit. I don't give a shit.
So what do you think? You think for... Oh, Mystic, remember we were talking about saving the gear to the player, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't unlock for me until I hit, I think it was level 15 or 10. It allowed me to,
save
that little folded little piece of paper allowed me to save my progression. I thought I was missing it, or I thought maybe it was not locked because of the free trial, so I wasn't sure, but I can't do the market. The market's locked on the free trial. I can't use the market.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good to know.
I can't use the market board, I should say. I can't use the board, but...
Yeah, you're doing pretty good, aren't you? You're
I think I'm level 15 or 16 or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as, like, performance, do you still like the performance of the game?
Yeah, it's really good, and it's not super easy either. So, and I like that. Did
you get to at least see how I showed today how to set up your hotbar?
I missed the hotbar one. Yeah, and I'll watch it. I'll watch it probably tonight.
I showed how to set up a hotbar on a separate video, and then how to set up macros. So it makes it a lot more convenient.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. My schedule, my sleep schedule, so messed up. Because I usually work either I'm up at 3 a.m. or a little bit after 4 for my job. So
right.
So I'm off. I'm off, and I come home. I'm tired, and I end up falling asleep like with the controller in my hand and waking up at like 4:30 in the morning, like I'm going to work, and then I can't sleep. I can't go back to sleep. So I've been up since 4:30 this morning. So
sorry, my wife was just telling me something. I can't hardly hear anything with these headsets on. They got the wraparounds where it blocks out every other sound except what's coming through them. So, because I'm done buying Turtle Beach. I bought these Logitech Pros, and everything's detachable from this. Like my mic.
That's nice.
Yeah, my mic, if it goes bad, it's detachable, replaceable. My wire, if it goes bad, detachable, replaceable. My earpiece on my headset's detachable, replaceable.
See, that's always nice. I was never a huge fan of Turtle Beach.
Dude, I'm tired of spending $100 and I'm getting
shit. And they're junk.
Dude, I'm getting shit quality.
Wow.
I'm like, lived and died by
I've
them
never
for a
had an
while.
issue with mine.
Well, lately, I have.
I don't know. I don't know. I think they've gotten worse and worse over the years. You know, there's so many more better headsets out there for that kind of money. I mean, you can go out there and get Astros now for like $60. You know, they got those new Astro A10s they made,
Yeah.
and I think they're probably the best headset under $100, hands down.
Yeah, I spent like $400 on my Turtle Beach.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't go Astro, because Astros are about that expensive.
Yeah, like I went with I had the
always been a fan of
PX22
Turtle
at one
Beach,
time, and then I had the PX24, and both PX24s have been shipped for me. I went through 2 PX20. My PX22 lasted me over a year. PX24, and I had to have like a headset that could accommodate all the platforms I was playing, you know? So I was like, I'm limited on options here. So
You ended up getting the Logitech?
yeah, I was going to get the Razer, but then I saw that my wife was pointing out, she actually pointed it out to me. She was like, you should get these because they're like every part's replaceable.
Yeah, that's always good.
And
And the stingers are really good too, like the cloud stingers and stuff. Those are really good too.
she's like,
You know,
because she's like,
Go
why
ahead.
replace a headset if a wire goes bad? Why replace a headset if one of your earmuffs, you know? I was like, yeah, that's kind of true, man.
That
That's
is a good
totally.
point.
I'm
It's
like,
a very good point.
that's pretty good because like the earpieces like come off and then you buy new ones, you pop them on, and then the same thing with the mic and the wire. I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily. I think the Turtle Beach had a better sound quality as far as mic goes. I'm not giving anybody accommodation. They can all screw off.
You all suck. Fuck off.
Dude, it was crazy. Yeah, you're almost getting ready for your first dungeon, Satasha.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Hey, I'm losing viewers too, Scott, because I'm playing this. People are pissed. I'm not surprised.
Well, let them go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let them go.
They're all like butthurt, man, about it. So, like, and I'm like, what? Jeez, my teases, man. I'm like,
Well, they weren't real viewers if they're running because you're not playing a certain game. So
yeah, I mean, it to me, it was just like, I don't expect everybody to like the content I cover. I mean, a lot of times, here's the funny thing. I've disproven the most popular of Elder Scrolls, content creators. So to me, any sub I got from that initially was worth having, whether it was 1 or 1,000. It was worth having every one of those subs because they knew what I brought to the table. I wasn't the popular person, but everybody knew what I was saying had weight to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate my subs. You know, it wasn't like I needed recognition of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 subs. I didn't need that. I was like, as long as one person said, you know what, there's point to this, it was worth doing. It was worth doing every day of the week. And I want to take it back, and some of my videos got thousands of views. So I'm more than happy with that, I'm more than happy with what I did for the community. And I changed the face of Elder Scrolls in the 3 years that I was with it. I changed it, not the meta players. I changed the face of Elder Scrolls. I made them take away the word bis. I made them rethink of every class could play every role and acknowledge that the devs implemented that. I even shut Gilliam works for Zoss, and I shut Gilliam up.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
Yeah.
And he
It was
works for
funny 'cause
ZeniMax.
This is the first time since the first, when they came out with the patch notes for race changes or race, the passive changes, that I even heard, because Gilliam's the one that sent out the patch notes.
Oh, okay.
So it was the first time I had heard his name since he went to ZOS.
You know, the funny thing is, I wish him the best, and I hope he actually, like, I have no animosity to the man, absolutely none. I felt like, you know, we had a, you know, indifferent, a little slightly indifferent opinion, but more than anything other than that, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he's finally getting some input on some changes.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
represents
I
the
think
players.
I think the changes are pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The last couple, you know, I think the racial changes were good.
I actually think they didn't do things enough in certain aspects. Like
Yeah,
some
well,
got
maybe
some
you
got
can
a little bit
always-
more of a hammer than others.
Yeah, well, maybe they're trying to not do like the way that ZOS has always done it, where it
Yeah.
just nerfs into the dirt, and then they got to go back and add. They can always tweak a little bit, you know, here and there. You know, don't go with these big nerf bats and be like, this class is dead now. You know,
Right.
they're starting off a little bit, seeing where it goes. You know, we got they got 3 weeks of, well, how many? 2 weeks of PTS? 2
Yeah.
weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, two.
So-
like 2 more weeks before it hits PC. So yeah, it comes out in February, middle of February. But you know, I mean, I feel like ZeniMax is on like the game we were talking earlier. The game, I like the PvE of the game. It's just, where do you go from here? Then you know, we've had that discussion. You know, something
Yeah,
just
it's
has
true.
to give. Something has to change to give some sort of other incentive other than, oh, you know, now you can get these perfect and non-perfect versions, and that's a form of progression. And like, it doesn't feel Elder Scrollsy. It doesn't sing to me. It doesn't really make me. It doesn't like make me wet to say, oh yeah, I have to do that. You know, I'm not getting excited whatsoever. So.
Yeah,
You know,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and then PvP,
totally
that's a
agree.
whole different. Ugh, I'm not even getting into that conversation. We'll leave that alone. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad game. Get performance under control, and then just, you know, incentivize something. Don't give it fluff. Fuck the fluff. You know, let's leave the fluff alone.
Yeah, but their fluff is what makes their money.
No,
You know, it's hard.
I'm talking about like,
mean-
oh, it's the skins and it's this
Oh,
and
well,
it's
that's
like,
just listen. That's all. Listen, that's all. They buy them. You know what I'm saying? You got these people. They ain't good. They're getting carried through these dungeons.
right. That's
Oh,
why
I
I don't.
I got this skin, but I paid $2.8 million for it. You know, because I had to pay everybody else.
I feel
to
like the
carry me
community
through.
got so toxic for no reasons too. You know?
Mm.
Like, did you notice like there is like this toxicity amongst like certain players and stuff? It's like, really, guys?
Yeah, well, I don't do a lot of PvP, so I stay away from that stuff. So
Yeah, so I'm just like, eh. But no, it's fine. I feel the game, the premise of what Elder Scrolls is, it has the nostalgia. It always will, you know, to a degree. And I felt like, you know, that's something that, you know, Elder Scrolls has at least somewhat remained true to. So, and they've been able to keep canon for the most part. I mean, they've tweaked a few things, but for the most part, they were able to keep canon, and, you know, they've done a pretty good job of it.
yeah,
You know?
it's still an amazing quest.
Oh, the lore
lore
is there.
Lore-based
Right.
game. You know, like you can, man, just like this game is. You talk about quest, man. You could spend years doing quest on, and never step into PvP, not once. Well, you might have to step in there to unlock some skills, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think probably some of the best. But dude, it came back to it, like, there was one point, like, I was telling Hop, I'm like, why would we want to make alts? Because you'd have to repeat the storyline. again
Oh,
in this
yeah.
game. I'm like, it makes sense the way they did it. You don't ever have to go through the storyline again. You can enjoy every class with the one. I mean, as much as some of the little things are a little drawn out, it's also what makes it beautiful. Because you're
Yeah.
like, oh hey man, I can just roll the new class. What's the new class? Okay, I'll get it. I'll
Yeah.
get it. And it's
Yeah,
not locked behind.
It's true.
It's not locked behind any like merchant shopping stuff to say, okay, well we have a DLC, but guess what? You actually have to buy this in the items shop. This new class. You know.
Yeah, it's got a lot of things going for it. Definitely. I mean, definitely.
So
Yeah, it's like with ESO. Oh, you made a new character. Okay, well now you got to farm out Sky Shards. You gotta
right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
farm all this. It's all, none of the achievements are linked together. It's so much fucking farm.
Yeah, it is so much grindy. Like, your mount speed is 1 again.
Yep,
Yeah.
You know, it's just
right.
like,
speed 0, back to 0. You know, everything goes back to 0 when you start a new character, and it's just, I mean, that's with all games, but
But
I
you know
like
that's
that.
the funny thing. I mean, your feats, your achievements, everything you've accomplished on your tune in here stays. The only thing you're doing is
Yeah.
leveling a new class, a new job.
yep. All your achievement, all your gold, everything stays.
It stays. That's
It's just a new job.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, hey man, what's up? You know, I mean,
got a new job.
right? And like I said, no game's perfect. Like the PvP in this game, I would not recommend. I'm not a big fan of this PvP. I played many. It's not that it's bad. It's just there's no multi-queue. It's based on the season of what is being popular in the season, what's in the queue, and you're waiting 40 minutes for a queue. So it's like the ranking system's a good idea. The way they kept the abilities separate from the PvP abilities, separate from the PvE abilities. It's all beautiful how they're laying things out. Hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing in here?
What's up?
Man, is this your hangout spot or some shit, Hop?
Yeah, it's the easiest town to fucking navigate. It's all on one floor.
Jeez, Jesus, dude.
Why are you here? Is this your
Well,
hangout spot?
No, dude, I just was repairing, dude, and then I got my queue. Boy, you're such a
This is
nosy
yeah.
bastard.
This is my hangout turf.
I
man. That's-
imagine this is your hangout turf. He's trying to pick up all the little fairies in this place.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
I guess-
hey, is that a nice little feather duster you got there? Let me see what's under that.
Right.
You
Let's
know.
lift up that skirt. Yeah, man. This town is the easiest of all of them to navigate. So fucking.
Yeah,
easy.
Gradania. What do you think?
So
Have you been to Gradania yet, Scott?
I'm on my way. I first got to run. I'm running around the other place to unlock the shrines, and then I don't know if I'm gonna pick another job up while I'm there.
Well, you get a
Because
you get
that's-
to trial. Enjoy every aspect of your trial, brother. You
I'm not
know?
sure whether to do warrior or gladiator.
The gladiator becomes the paladin. The warrior
Yeah.
becomes the marauder.
Mm.
Both of those are tank classes or jobs.
Oh, my hat is gone. My hat is gone. Oh no. My hat is gone.
That's what I'm playing on right now,
screwed.
leveling up the paladin, and I love them so far.
I have to make a new hat. Fuck. I screwed up.
I'm gonna level them even more when I hit level 52.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what tank I want to go with because I think that'll be my second job. Will be a tank.
So you're going to go with the warrior versus the
I don't know.
the paladin?
I don't know if I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna go warrior or I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna go marauder or paladin. I haven't made that decision yet, so I don't know.
Well, pros and cons. Pros for the Gladiator, he can take more damage, obviously, because he's the only tank in the game that duels, or wields a Borden sword.
Oh, that doesn't dictate the mitigation.
Yes, it does,
no,
because
it's every
Okay,
class is
but
different. The Dark Knight
Does
doesn't
your-
have it, you know, but its mitigation is set different.
Do you have a shield that increases your block rate on your tank?
But
No,
that's not
you
how
do
the
not.
stats go. I mean, it's not like you're equipping a sword, you're equipping a shield. I'm waiting. Reply.
Okay. I can still block more damage because I have
The way the
fucking
abilities
shield.
and the stats can work in conjunction.
Yeah,
not-
you get different shit too that helps mitigate damage, but
Right.
just armor wise, not counting fucking abilities, I can block more damage because I have a shield. You do not have a shield. You have a fucking two.
If you had a feather duster on a paladin, you would still block more damage.
Okay, well, back to what I was saying. I don't do as much damage as the warrior, but I can take more of an abuse because I have a shield.
Because he has a shield. He wants to keep bringing that up.
Asshole.
You see this, man? He wants to make the statement, it's because I have a fucking shield.
But it's the only tank that has a shield. The Dark
Yeah,
Knight
that
does
is
not have
true.
a shield.
Because
Dark
if you
Knight-
equip the shield on anything, you would turn into the paladin.
Well, the Dark Knight has a lot of fucking
Oh my God.
taunt shit though. I'm just saying the Dark Knight. You can't get the Dark Knight though. You got to be at least level 50 to get the Dark Knight. But
Yeah.
he's got some nasty aggro control that I've seen. Just fucking disgusting. He has a lot better magical defense than the other tanks. He's got a higher magic defense.
Yeah, so you gotta worry about sustain with the DK.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the warrior and the paladin, they probably have.
They have bigger penises
Yeah, a little bit.
Because they have a shield.
because they have a
Yeah.
shield.
No, I was just gonna say they have a little bit higher, if not more balance, with them because my magic and my regular defense is pretty much on par, but the Dark Knight has more magical defense and a lot more magical attack. They're more magic base. The warrior is more physical base.
I honestly,
Okay.
I was making a point today in my stream. Like, I really wish that Xbox players would have access to this game.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad that they don't. Because
This Final Fantasy, this game isn't made for
no.
Xbox?
No. Because they would have to play on the same server as PlayStation players, and Microsoft does not like that idea.
Wow.
Yeah, because they got their head so far up their ass they don't care.
I like Microsoft. I love the Xbox. I like it.
Oh, I do too. But
I love the Xbox. Every time I get on the Xbox, my HUD's good and things. And oh, by the way, did you guys know you do not need to have a PSN activated to play this game, like Elder Scrolls?
Oh, no.
You do now. You know now.
yeah, no, you don't need to have an online account, but you gotta have the subscription up. To
No,
date.
you do
gotta-
not. Oh, this
No,
this
the-
subscription.
Yeah, this subscription. That's what I'm talking about. The
Yeah,
Final Fantasy
your
subscription,
you know
you
your
just need that.
PlayStation, your PSN Plus, your PS Plus, your PSN
Yeah, you
Plus.
don't need that.
You don't need it.
Oh, okay.
You do not need it. Isn't that
need that.
just nice?
Well, I have it anyway because I play ESO, so.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. So Neverwinter in this game are MMOs that don't require you to have your PS, you know, which I feel is like, why is it like every other game that's an MMO, even Terra, don't require you to have it, but Elder Scrolls does. Why?
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Am I missing something?
right? And kind of sort of technically, you don't need one either with World of Warcraft, because once you buy your first month subscription, if you make enough gold within that month, you can buy your next month subscription with in-game currency.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about, like, you know, your PlayStation Plus. I mean, your PlayStation Plus dictates what games you can play with multiplayer
Yeah,
features, like your shooter games and shit. So there's a certain element to say, oh yeah, you know, you have to have this, because if you don't, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying, Burn?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't play online with other people if you don't have it.
Right. You know, it's almost it's a requirement at that point. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, so I don't have to have this by PS. Plus, if I want to play this on PlayStation, but PlayStation, you know, it's worth having because there are the free games and stuff like that you can get, and you know, so
Every once in a while they put out some good ones that are worth it. You know?
Right. So I want to. I'm not trying to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to promote people getting rid of their you know. I'm just saying. I'm now debated. Why is it that Elder Scrolls requires it and no other game does? That's why I'm kind of a little like, what the fuck, you know? That just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe they I don't know, maybe they have to do something because the because of the Crown Store being linked to the I mean, I don't know.
And I mean, you might, well, no, because Terra has their shop too, and so does Neverwinter.
Yeah.
That's why I'm confused, man. You know, I am completely fucking lost.
I just don't. There's so much shit about ESO that I don't understand.
Well, no, I don't think it's an ESO thing. I think it's something to do with the negotiation and that initially had happened. Is what I'm saying.
Well, that still had to come from the developers. With Sony.
No. That's above their heads. That's way above them. You know, there's something way more than that. But I'm at a loss.
It still has to do with the gaming company. No matter which way you look at it, it's still through the same company. It's not like, okay, the developers of ESO made the game, but somebody else says you have to have a subscription to play for it. You know, that doesn't make any sense.
Boy, you know what?
Their company that decided that.
You know what, Hop? You really like to argue with me, don't you? You just like to find ways to argue with me.
Yeah, I like getting you worked up.
Oh, that's everybody. That's the name of my show, isn't it, Scott? Let's Piss Off Mystic Raven show. You know, jeez, Maturges. You know, and he does it with such conviction too. It's not even a little bit like, oh, well, Mystic. Okay.
But I'm just saying, there's just a lot of shit with ESO that doesn't make sense.
The thing about it is, I'm not putting it on ESO. I'm saying why. It could be Tom and Jerry's MMO for flybys or some shit. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, if Tom and Jerry's MMO for flybys was, you know, having to have your PSN and no other game required it, why is Tom and Jerry's MMO flybys requiring it? You know what I'm saying?
Question. It's a question of the century.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say the century. It's not like, you know, I'm solving Einstein's, equations or some shit, you know? We've just discovered the secret of relativity. His theory was correct. We now have space travel and time travel and multi functions. We made quantum mechanics look stupid.
Right. Well, it's just they just do a lot of shit fucking weird, man. That game, they just do weird shit. I don't know.
Fuck Quark Matter. Who gives a shit about Quark Matter?
Like, look at when they brought out that they started giving the rewards for having the ESO Plus. They give you a tiny little statue to put in your house. Why couldn't they have made that statue?
Boy, you are just hating on an ESO trip, aren't you?
I've hated that game. Since
Yeah,
I
yeah,
first
dude.
played it.
I feel your rage.
I like
It's
the
like,
game.
and I felt
The
like I'm a
gameplay is
rager.
beautiful.
Holy shit!
No, the gameplay in that game is beautiful. I love the game, but I hate it at the same time because there's just a lot of bullshit with that game. And
Just
I
give you an
don't
AOE
understand
taunt.
why.
It'll shut you up. It'll pacify you.
No,
Oh
'cause
yeah,
that won't fix the fact that when you're in a dungeon and you wipe on a boss and the boss doesn't respawn and you have to leave the dungeon and reset it.
What I don't like is certain things that
What the fuck
keep
is that?
fucking up. It's been there since the beginning, like Hellraw, the gate in Hellraw, the fuck, I can't even pronounce the name. Last boss in fucking the
Cradle
You
of
say
Shadow.
yeah, the mall. So
Maw of Lorkai?
yeah, the last part, sometimes how it bugged up. I'm like, why does certain things just keep fucking doing that shit? Like,
Look at Valadrith in Cradle of Shadows. She
What
jumps
part?
up to the ceiling and jumps right back down, and whenever she
Well,
does the spike out of the ground.
yeah, I mean, some like you're talking about how it like just like won't give you the notification.
No, she just completely bugs out. Some people see her as soon as she jumps up to the ceiling, she falls right back down on the ground. The way to know when to dodge roll is when she starts to descend from the ceiling.
But every game
So
has
when-
bugs. So I see. I'm always. I see. For years there, I was one of those type of people like that would dismiss little things. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it
Yeah,
bugged
but
up. That
they
sucks.
don't do anything to fix
You
it.
know.
They don't fix it.
And then
They
somebody
just
did
push it
mention
up.
that if this was a Blizzard game, would this stay this way? And I agreed that no, it wouldn't, because Blizzard doesn't like when their shit's fucking up.
No. Blizzard finds out there's something bugged out with the dungeon. That shit is fixed the next fucking Tuesday.
Oh
when
yeah,
they
especially if
release the
people
new
can exploit it.
Well, either way, if it can be exploited or if it's just a fucking bug, they fix it on the fucking spot. They don't fix it that day, but the next maintenance
Dude, I
day, it
remember
will.
there was a trial. I'm not gonna name what trial. You may remember it, where people could fucking teleport across the platform and skip trash mobs. And I don't know if they ever fixed it, but it was like getting caught. Like people were like, saying if you get caught, you're gonna get banned, and and I'm like, oh shit. It was a scary shit, but man, there was like, there were certain things at times that you knew was like fucked, and you didn't report it intentionally. You're like, I'm not saying shit. Screw that. Like the transmutation crystals. I hate to say it. I was enjoying that fucking shit when it first came out. I was beating that shit up. I was like, you know what? They screwed up. And me and Gooch were talking about it. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because they give a bonus, for your login. And he's like, well, why is that fucked up? I'm like, because you can do it on every tune. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. We were like, yeah. I'm like, just log in and get your bonus, man. On every open, your first open. You know what I'm saying? So you would go in, open, and get a bonus. Log out, do it again. Log out, do it again. Log out, do it again. And it was, but you knew they were fixing it. But they couldn't consider it an exploit because, seriously, like, that was their screw up. Like, why would, I was just surprised they were giving bonuses. I'm like, I wouldn't give bonuses out. You know how many people farm gear for trait in this game? That's what it is. The transmutation system's cool, but if you're bonusing them, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, but look how long that was out before they fixed that. How long was that glitch in there before they fixed it?
Oh, like 3 months, 3 or 4 months. 3 months at least. 3 months at least. 3 months.
And how long has Valadrith been glitched up? Fuck, as long as
like I said,
remember.
I mean, there's certain things I keep wondering why. But I fucked the Elder Scrolls. I'm not tired of talking about Elder Scrolls. I'm tired of it.
That's right. We're not talking about Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
anymore.
fuck that. Let's get over the Elder Scrolls shit. We're talking about
FF.
yeah, if I'm talking about Final Fantasy, there's a new bug that's associated with the blue mage in the leveling system. Now I have heard about it. I don't know anything about it, and I'm not planning on doing it. I hate exploiting, especially if there's known, because even though they did, Square Enix did say they were not punishing people who were doing it, they did discourage it, which is enough to tell me, hey man, we're warning you guys. We know it's existent, but if you're doing it intentionally, there might be smacking of hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. I'm good. Because the Blue Mage, it's not about the leveling in Blue Mage. It's about acquiring your skills. That's the hard part with the Blue Mage. I mean, anybody can level a class, but the Blue Mage is acquiring the abilities, and that can be the challenge. That's where it's at. And even though it is restricted at this moment, which is done intentionally, I do feel that there are balance. Like, I never wanted Elder Scrolls to have balance. People were talking about balance. Or in any game, World of Warcraft, never wanted balance. I never want balance in any MMO that has classes. But I feel like you have to give them pros and cons. You can't give them all overpowered effects without, you know what I'm saying? In any game that has classes. Sandbox is a whole different beast. But when we're talking about class-based systems, you know, there has to be pros and cons, you know. So even though there is something that might be overpowered, there's a negative effect associated with that, you know, class. And I think that's one of the alluring parts with Final Fantasy. It's like, we don't have to make the class balance. We don't have to make these classes balanced. We don't have to make them, you know, this way or that way. The only thing we have to do is make them viable, make the content. So when any player plays it, they're more than capable of completing the content with that class. And that's what I think is the most important element in any aspect that you reach. And once again, I reaffirm their PvP assertion of keeping the skills separate from PvE and how they're affected. I really do like that, you know, because you can play with PvP skills without nerfing PvE skills.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that if you go into PvP in this game as a healer, there's a giant target above your head that says, "This guy's the healer." That is kind of stupid. I'm sorry. I love the game, but that is the wrong thing to do. Do not point your fucking healer out in PvP.
Yeah. This game, that's one thing I feel is crazy, that everybody knows who you are. I mean, I'm running around as a conjurer, and people are just like, I'm getting 3 or 4 people beating on me all of a sudden. They're ignoring everybody, but they're on top of me like, do not let this dude even flinch. You know?
Right? Exactly. You know, yeah, once you spot the healer, you can point them out to the rest of the group and shit, but don't throw me into a PvP match with a giant arrow above my head saying this guy's the like, come on. I've already gotten enough heat as it is going in as a healer, because as soon as they recognize you're a healer
and they know your name,
you are the mark. I'm sorry for people who PvP as a healer. I do it, but you are the mark. And you can't get mad about that. You are the mark, because you're the only one that is
keeping everybody alive. Right.
If you kill the healer, you kill the
everybody
group.
else falls.
If you attack the group and leave the healer in the back healing, you will never kill the group.
Right.
You have to kill the healer. So don't throw me in there with a giant arrow saying this one's the healer.
Right. Players can mark. Oh, you don't know about that, dude. This is your first time experiencing this, too. So in traditional MMOs, Scott, you can mark targets. And in PvP especially. So if, like, say they didn't know, that they didn't get an announcement saying Mystic Raven, White Mage, like they can, somebody could actually throw a plus mark above my head that permanently stays, and it's called marking the targets. And so every one of their teammates know that, guess what? I'm the healer.
Yeah, but you could do that in World of Warcraft too. You can
Yeah,
throw a
all
mark on
games you
somebody's
can.
head.
Rift, all of them. Yeah, yeah. It's like, hey, man, there's the fucking healer. Don't let him go. That's why I don't get why they make the announcement right from the gate. Look, he's the white mage. I'm like, I'm going to get marked anyways, man. Why?
As soon as you're marked, you're dead.
Right. So,
everyone's gonna start ganging up on you.
I mean, I feel like I just got, I made Debbie look like a, an innocent bystander because I'm the one that got gangbanged, I'm the one that got hosed. I'm like, holy sheep. All these guys were like, there he is. Jump him. And I'm like, and I'm on the bottom of a giant pile.
Yep. And that's what you gotta build. But in this game, you really can't do it too much. In World of Warcraft, you really can't do it much, but you gotta make a really, really tanky healer. It's hard to do, but you gotta do it if you want a PvP on a healer. You have to be able to take the blows and withstand it.
Yeah.
Because as long as you can outlast the DPS to where your DPS can kill the DPS that's attacking you, you're golden. Because all you gotta focus is healing yourself, because you're the only one taking damage. So you just gotta be able to withstand the blows.
I cannot wait until you try your first dungeon, dude. Scott, I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for dungeons yet, but
I'll go with you. I am not doing anything.
Well, he doesn't have a dungeon yet. He's still.
Yeah, no.
It's not there yet.
Still lobies.
It's not there yet. I got to do Keeper of the Lake. You want to do it with me?
You're 15,
Level
aren't you?
15. Yeah, 15.
It's going to be coming. He's going to get
He can go into Shatasha at 15.
Not until it's a part of the main quest line. Once he unlocks it.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Is what main quest stuff.
Well, when you get to that point, give me a holler and I'll come tank it for you. Or
yeah, he'll spank it. He likes to tank and spank at the same time.
You know it.
Bend
her over and let Rover take over.
It's just like, whatever. The funny thing about it is, and in the beginning when I started streaming, Scott, me, Hop, Villain, Duck, Carl, we had a big guild for the longest time, and we were doing trials. We were, before the changeover to one Tamriel, right when they switched it over is when we were starting to do trials. We were a trial guild, and that's how we all whatever. And back then, it was kind of interesting because we were starting to, weed out the players who could and players who couldn't, and what players, were better proficient at what class, what roles than others. And these guys I always stuck with because I would run dailies with them. So they're already accustomed to seeing my Nightblade healer, my DK healer, all sorts of weird shit when I first, when they first met me. And it was weird because at first we had a couple guild mates who were like, oh, you're a healer? And then I come in and they'd be like, where in the fuck's your Templar? I'm like, what do you mean? I haven't even started my Templar yet. And
I'm a
Nightblade healer.
That's not gonna work. Yeah, they shut
up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, everybody in the guild's like, just shut the fuck up.
It's Mystic Raven. If he put it together, it's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
It might like you even had a Stam healer in that game.
Right, I did. Yeah.
I was like, when you told me about that, I was like, a Stam healer? And what do you use for a weapon? Oh, I use a bow.
I use a bow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You want to heal? Yeah, sure. All right, let's go. I'll give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen?
We just die.
Right? Try it again. So I'm. If you put a build together, it's probably gonna work. Because I haven't seen a build yet that you've put together that I didn't like. You know, even that Sork build that you made, the Tesla coil build.
Yeah, the Tesla coil. Right.
I tweaked it a little bit just so you can't say that, oh, I copied your build. Right. I tweaked it and made it a little bit different, but it was pretty much off of your whole idea and your whole build. But like I said, I tweaked it a little bit so it was more mine. But you know, it worked and I liked it.
I really, the funny thing is, I always, anytime I play a game, I push a game to its limits, and because I want the challenge. And I feel like as a gamer, as gamers, it's not just content in which players enjoy a product. All right? It's not just like something that says, why am I playing this game? Is it because it's popular? Because I feel like in certain times, people want to play a game because they want to get involved with a community that's active, and because the more active a community is, and the more populance, a game is, the more it is easier for those players to find others to interact with. But it doesn't give them the challenge, right? It's like everybody just assimilates. They assimilate to it, to what's the standard, what's the acceptable conclusion to playing this way. And for me as a player, I appreciate the players who say, what the fuck can I do with this game? Not what's the level of content and the complexity behind the content. What can I do with this game? What am I capable of doing? Let's push the bar. Let's crack open the seal and really get into the nitty-gritty behind it. And I don't give a shit what game you play, right? I don't give a shit what game it is. Until you actually challenge yourself to put yourself in a position to really elevate your experience as a player, you're doing yourself a disjustice. Because I don't care if I walk into a dungeon or content and die 1,000 times. If I can figure out a way that something wasn't being looked at and do it a different way than most people are doing it, I did something original. And that to me is a really cool element. Because sometimes it really surprises the devs as well. Because sometimes the devs never anticipated it to be done that way. So that's what it meant to me. And I guess that's why I really I appreciate my early years when I was testing for companies, and I would get requested, hey Mystic, we're working on something. And that's why people were like, how do you get all these, tests? And I'm like, because I'm a son of a bitch that will try to break that game during development. I will try to exploit everything I can. I will try to bug up everything I can just to see what the fuck I can do within their game. And it makes it good for them for that company, because do we leave that stand or do we take it away from the players before it hits the shelves? And that's why I enjoyed it. Those early days. I wasn't compensated. I wasn't given recognition. But I got to work with some of the top companies, with some of the early products, and it was an amazing time, to have that experience and to say, hey man, I knew the CEO of, this company when he was a developer, or I remember back then, and those were good times, man. Those are really good times for me. So it was crazy though. But now Mystic's just Mystic.
Just Mystic.
Just Mystic. I would have never thought I would have been a content creator, but I'm glad I did. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. Don't ever let your son watch me, Scott, though.
No, I have to. I can't do it. I have to turn it, especially when you're PvPing.
Yeah, I turn someone's like Mystic's got Tourette's when he's PvPing.
No. If you're playing, if you're streaming another game, then yes. But if you're on ESO and in PvP, no, there's no streaming.
Right. There is no way.
I PvP with Mystic, and most of the time he's muted when we're doing it.
Yeah, I am screaming, cussing, World of Warcraft, I was literally
Oh,
I was a reckless. I was a reckless person. I remember when we were doing like arenas and pre-mades. Pre-mades always got pushed. Like I remember people would be like, "Oh, let's do a pre-made. Let's do a pre-made." I'm like, "No, no, 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 motherfucker. You're not rolling with me." And they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because my rank means something to me." And they're like, "What would you get better scores if we were pre-mades? We just wreck pugs." And I'm like, "No, you don't get it. You know, pre-mades get pushed to the back. Like you get pushed to the back line. You know, you're on back of the bus." Because
until somebody else matches you.
matches, or you know, you're whatever. I'm like, it's longer queue times. I can get 3 or 4 matches into your 1. That affects my score. It affects my rank, man. And everything's about gear progression. And GM title or your top end arena gear is based on score. It's based on your scoreboard, man. So no, hell no. And me and my dude, we actually used to exploit World of Warcraft. We would PvP together, but we count down our queue times. So we would be on the same alliance and be like, "Okay, you ready?" And he's like, "Yeah, ready. We're on Ventrilo." And somebody else would be there like, "Okay, ready for queue in 3, 2, 1, click, boom." And
Hey, Cynthia, how are you?
what?
I was
He's
saying
talking
hello
to someone in the back.
Cynthia was in the chat.
Oh, gotcha. Sylvia's in the chat? Oh, hell no. Yes, yes. Sylvia, I can't see her in chat.
Yeah, she just said, "Hey, Mystic, hey all."
Oh, why can't I see my chat? Clint, what's up? Graham, what's up? Sylvia. Everyone come back to ESO. I can't go back to ESO. My chat wasn't up. Why isn't my chat up? How you doing, Sylvia? I can't go back to ESO, Clint. I wish I could, but when you're good at what you do, you get that heat, son. Right. Beowulf. This is not BDO. What the fuck? Yeah, this is actually Final Fantasy. I was told to try it out, and you should live stream more DCUL. Wish me luck. I'm pugging VMall. No.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
If you make it by the twins, I'm impressed.
All right, Hop. We're gonna do this dungeon. I'm gonna invite you, man.
I'm in one. You wait too long, man.
I'm talking, and you're just like, whatever, dude. I'm tired of you.
Ever since you started to stream, I was standing in town waiting for that fucking. Oh, let's go do a dungeon.
Whatever.
Listen, Mystic was on the soapbox doing his preaching, so.
Right.
I'm so sorry. I had the chat box up, but it was the wrong one. So that's why I couldn't see anybody's comments. I do apologize about that. So I've been playing this game. I was recommended to try it out. And a couple people got mad because I was trying to go back to Blizzard or World of Warcraft because of the PvP. Because I want competitive PvP. I want real PvP, man. But somebody was like, Final Fantasy has PvP. Amen. And I was like, well, I am a PvEer. I do like my PvE games. And I'm like, I'll try it. Why not? So I'm in between meetings and some things are looking scarier than others.
I'll just read the chat to you.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like, because I have to keep this sometimes full screen too, just because every time I minimize, but I try to check in between things too.
It's me, Mystic. Oh, Scott, Mystic, and Hop is in the stream.
Yeah. So, who's all in this stream? Yep, it's Scott, who's one of my viewers. And then there's Hop. And you can actually, if you get Ventrilo, Sylvia, you can actually come and chat with me sometime. Or not Ventrilo, Discord. I really should be starting my food buffs. First time in here. Oof. But I'll be honest with you guys. I tried the dungeons. This is my first time trying. I'll be honest. I snubbed this game for the longest time because I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm playing." Because I'm an old school Final Fantasy player. I'm thinking to myself, hell no, I cannot play a Final Fantasy game that's an MMO. It's just not right. It's like heresy or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to try it, and because it was recommended, and I'm glad I did. I'm actually more than happy that I actually did, because as soon as I got into the dungeons, it plays like a lot of other MMOs. It has a lot of perks. It runs smoother than a baby's bottom. It's probably one of the best, god dang, besides Black Desert and this game are probably the best running MMOs currently on the market. Black Desert has the best combat, though. Nobody's messing with Black Desert combat.
This game runs so smooth. There's no lag. Ever.
No.
Ever. I've never seen lag ever in this game.
There is no lag.
Whether it's
Scott, have you bumped into it yet?
12 man.
What, lag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What's lag? What is that?
You're like, what?
Yeah. Even I just came into the town, and there's tons of people in the market here, and still smooth as anything.
It's very populated too. Did you notice how populated this game is?
Extremely populated,
Yeah,
and there's no lag.
hanging out in that. We're in Lemza.
Limza.
They're hanging out in the marketplace over here.
Yeah, there's no lag anywhere. That's cool. We'll call it Limza. I can't pronounce it either if I try to say it fast. That's what. Yeah, the names in this game, you got to take a moment and try to read it, because they're definitely crazy. You got some crazy titles in this game.
No,
I
and I
haven't played a Final Fantasy game since I think 7.
No way. That's
Yeah,
the classic, though.
7
I'm
was
with
the
you on
last-
that.
7 was the last one for the what was it on original PlayStation?
Did you know Final Fantasy
Yeah.
is in the Guinness World Book of Records?
Wow, really?
Probably longest lasting game.
Nope.
For
The video game franchise who sold the most copies in its existence.
Wow. That's
Well, there's so many different. Final Fantasy's been out since fucking regular.
But
PlayStation.
but that's what they're saying. Like nobody's come close
Well,
to selling even.
Final Fantasy came out on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Way back.
Regular Final Fantasy 1 on Nintendo, on the first Nintendo.
Yeah, Final Fantasy's one of the
Now
longest
showing-
running
now we're-
games.
Now we're showing our age when we're talking about Nintendo.
Right?
You know, the original
Hey man,
Nintendo.
I was a Mario fan.
Oh yeah, me too.
Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior, I think, were like my favorite games I played.
Here's a
Oh,
pop
and-
question for you. Let's see how good you guys are. What's the first game that Mario ever featured in?
First Mario game.
No, first game Mario featured in.
Oh, okay, so
Was ever introduced. He was ever introduced.
I don't know. So
Take a guess.
It can't be. It can't be Mario Brothers, so it's got to be another game. So I'm gonna say Duck Hunt.
Donkey Kong, Atari.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about Donkey Kong.
He was the little dude throwing the barrels at you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't even think about Donkey
That's
Kong.
when Nintendo was still just a developer.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Donkey Kong. You're older than me though, so. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. That is a good Donkey Kong's a good.
Listen, Final Fantasy VII was amazing. When Final Fantasy VII came out and they first had the cutscenes, and you know you cast a spell and like it would just be this glorious like spell that you would cast where like shit would come from this lightning bolts, and I'm like Now this is
Yeah.
where it's at right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to beat Final Fantasy VII. I got stuck in a town on my second CD, right before I got into the third CD. I was so pissed I stopped playing the game. I had to restart. So I quit playing. I didn't get to finish Final Fantasy VII or 8.
Now,
I
is
think it
that
was
guy-
8.
now-
One of the two.
You've done the. I'm assuming you've done this main storyline quest, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we have.
So look
There's-
now that the general from the Oolong place.
Ulda.
Yeah.
Rabon.
The big huge guy. Is he from OG like Final Fantasy?
No.
Like he's been in. That's not the same guy that's
Nope.
been in like a bunch
No.
of games, because it looks very similar to that. Maybe it's just the. I don't know, the dreadlocks and stuff that threw me off. Because isn't there a character like that in Final Fantasy?
Well, not exactly like that, but you know, I mean, I think they always kind of like, you know, give some sort of almost like representation of what we know of the characters, you know, because there's always some familiarity to, I feel like, certain characters. Like they do that well, you know, in the Final Fantasy. So even when they introduce a new, like Final Fantasies never were cohesive, you know, like it never went from one storyline, an extended storyline, until this game. Because that's one thing that always weirded me out about Final Fantasy. I always anticipated to be a sequel to the story that they left off on, but it was never the case, you know?
Yeah, it's a completely new story.
It was always a completely new story.
Completely, yeah.
And I feel like that's why I'm liking this a lot better,
The answer before
because
you said it.
everything I'm seeing up to this point is a continued story. It's not like it's picking up some other new story that it's progressing. The story's evolving. And I feel like that's why I'm probably liking this game a little better, you know, in certain instances. Where in the past Final Fantasy, you picked up Final Fantasy VII, you go to Final Fantasy VIII, and you're like, what the hell? So,
Yeah,
Sylvia,
totally
I'm trying to figure Discord out. Guild has grown so much, we're getting into band app in Discord. Oh, sweet! Yeah, okay, I'm jealous. I got to get in this game. Last Final Fantasy I played was 7. No way!
Yeah, that was a good one. That's one of the.
It's the
favorites.
classic!
Yeah,
Final Fantasy VII was dope. Final Fantasy VIII was pretty good too, but Final Fantasy VII was my favorite. I lost it after 8. I didn't like 9. I played a little bit of 9, and then it started getting too goofy for me. But yeah, Final Fantasy. Okay, you guys talk about Final Fantasy VII and all that. Did any of you guys play Dragoon?
Yes, Legend of Dragoon. Yes, I have it
Yes.
still.
That is an amazing game. What about Lost Odyssey?
I had it and I played it. I did not like Lost Odyssey.
It was all right.
It was
it was
so
okay.
drawn out.
It was super drawn out, but it was okay. You know, I like those turn-based style games though, so that's why I tried
Yeah, I
it.
don't mind. Yeah, those are the original turn-based games.
Yep. Yeah, I
mean,
liked
that
it.
was-
Dragoon wasn't, or Lost Odyssey wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. It was cool. I wouldn't play it again. It's super fucking drawn out. It takes forever, but
we
Final
lost our
Fantasy
patience
VII.
when we get older.
yeah, Final Fantasy VII. Oh, I would play that right now if I had a copy of it. Hands
I
down.
wish they would. I thought that they need to remake it, remaster it. That would be awesome.
They're
graphics
talking
and
about
everything?
doing that, I think.
Redo the graphics and everything up to date. Oh, that would be amazing. I don't
I
want
used to
any.
play a game called Secret of the Mana. I used to play all the freaking time, and I think it was for like Super Nintendo. I think I used to play the crap out of that game before I got into James Bond. James Bond, I played the crap out of too. The original GoldenEye for
Yup.
oh
On
my goodness.
N64.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. N64. Fucking James
Used to
Bond. I
love, that
loved
was the
it.
first. Yeah, that was like. I mean, that was the first like where you could play deathmatch, like you could
Yep.
play against all your friends. Oh, well, 4 of them. You know, play split screen. You know.
Yeah, quad split. Yeah.
Sylvia,
your screen
just
is so little,
remember,
too.
tax season's coming up, and now it's time to get a PlayStation. You said you were going to get both. Now you can get both, and then you can come over to this game as well, or get a computer.
But I used to play this. What was it? There was a game. It was called. It was called Turox. It was called, I think, the Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
remember
the
that.
Yeah,
game-
Turok.
Yeah, the game was kind of meh. You know, the game was meh. But the death match in that game where one person was a monkey and you used to have to run around and try to kill that person, and then as soon as you kind of tagged them, that person became the monkey, and then it was like you'd run around trying to kill him. Man, me and my friends, man, we played that for hours and hours. Some fun times.
Oh yeah. I didn't play too much of it, but it was a good game. Man, bringing back the good old days. There's a treasure
Yeah.
box that we can go get. Let's go get the treasure box, guys. You guys not wanting the treasure box? Yeah, fuck it. I'll just keep finish the dungeon then. I don't really care about gear all that much. By the time I get it and put on something else in the next dungeon, so level up phase. Just hit 43 on my paladin, so that's cool.
Are you tanking it, Pop?
Yeah, I tank on my paladin, yeah. Yeah, saying I don't take less damage because I have a shield. I have an ability called Shield Oath. I have an ability called Shield Oath, which reduces all incoming damage by 20%. Does a warrior
listen,
get that?
You gotta start.
No.
You gotta start, don't you? He was done. He wasn't even thinking about the shield. So you gotta get him started again. He wasn't even thinking about it.
I do my job. I do my job. Oh,
Which you can't say I don't take less damage because I do.
Because of the shield.
Because of the shield.
Oh my goodness, another town I'm lost in.
game's big.
Yeah, if-
And it doesn't seem like it should be that big. Sylvia, as soon
But
as
it's
you get
fucking
Discord
dynamic.
downloaded on your phone, message me your ID and I'll get you in this channel, and I'll get you, or friend you and get you in this channel. So, but yeah, I mean, if you get a PlayStation or PC, you can play this game with me and us. I'm trying to, you know, I'm just having fun. You know, I don't know how long I'm going to be playing this. I don't know. I mean, whatever. But I was just like, you know, I should try it. And I got to thank Hercules for that. Hercules and Mars was telling me more about it, too.
I wish I never stopped playing it back whenever I was playing, because I was playing at Heaven's Ward. That's how we're missing. Oh man, you should get this game. It's like, I already have it. No, you don't. Yeah, no, I got a level 61 character.
They're like, no, you don't.
Yeah, oh, he was so hoping that I had to make a new character because he thought we were on different servers. I logged in, I was like, hey, guess what? I'm on the same server as you. He's like, ah. I was like, yeah, I don't have to make a new character.
Not really sure where the. I don't know. I still haven't decided what my second job's gonna be.
Wait till you get in the crafting. Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, is that so you want to be a fisher? You want to be?
Oh,
a
yeah. Oh,
seller,
yeah.
you wanna be
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, if you go to your character page, I'll actually do it with you even though I'm in the middle of a boss fight. Go to your character page, go to class and jobs, and then go over to where the little tab where it says DOHDLO. Those are your other job, your crafting jobs.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. Whoop, whoop. Was I standing in that? Nope. Okay, cool.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm not a big crafter. They don't force crafting in this game. It has
Nope.
its perks.
It does well,
Well,
and
you can make a lot, I
well,
guess you can make a lot of money. I'm
Well,
assuming you can
the
lots
way
of
things
gold.
break down, crafters do play some roles in this game. You know, I mean, believe it or not, they have functionality. It's not your best
yeah.
in slot, but you can get very competitive numbers.
Yeah, 380 I think is the highest.
Yeah,
you can
and then
craft.
on top of it, the material for upgrades and components and things like that. Like, you know, so very, very interesting how the crafting system works in this game.
Yeah, definitely has its perks. Okay, so you guys are ESO players. You can carry repair kits in your inventory to repair your gear on the spot. You don't have repair kits in this game, but if your crafting is at the right level and you have the material to do so, you can repair your gear right in your inventory. You don't have to go to a merchant to repair it. So,
Well, that's nice.
yeah, the crafting definitely has its perks, but it's not
Nice.
forced. It's not forced, which I love because I hate crafting. Eventually, I will get it done and bite the bullet on it, but I'm not super focused on it right now because I hate crafting. But it definitely has its perks. But the cool thing is, it's not forced. It's not like you're getting
Determination
penalized
12.
because you don't level up crafting.
Cool. Got it done. No wipes. No deaths for Mystic. Okay, okay.
That's surprising.
Where in the hell did they go? I'm trying to find them. Oh, shit. I think I got to go this way.
I'm on last boss 40% right now, so if you want to do one again after that one, I'm down. Just hit level 43. 2 more levels, I can do my next job class quest for the Paladin. The Paladin. I did play a Paladin in World of Warcraft as a tank. I liked my bear tank better, but I did play a Paladin in World of Warcraft.
I don't like. See, I don't like. I think World of Warcraft it's just way too cartoon for me.
Yeah,
It's
but they
just
did
way
that on
too-
purpose.
We had. For performance. I
Right.
understand that. It's just, but
I used to love the game back in the day, but they have just simplified it and made it way too easy. They took away a lot of the stuff that made it worth a challenge. And I don't like playing a game that you could just run through with your eyes closed and you don't have to worry about stuff. I don't like that. I want the challenge. I want something that's gonna make me thrive and push harder to get it done. I don't want shit just handed to me.
hey, I found the Marauders Guild.
Nice.
I found it.
And World of Warcraft has started to do that. Everything is just basically handed to you anymore, you know, and I don't like that. There's no challenge. There's no real drive anymore. It's just, oh, you want this? Here you go. Pay the gold. Here you go. It's yours. Oh, I didn't get accommodation out of that one. Screw you guys. Hate you all.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Right? I am going home. Back to my hometown.
I do my job.
Not technically my hometown. This is somebody else's.
This guy's got some shiny wood floors, man.
Hell yeah.
The graphics are amazing.
Yeah, the graphics in this game. I'm sorry, man. For the performance and graphics alone,
The way that they do. I think the lighting effects.
It's the atmosphere too. When you take a look at the background and you see all this really cool fucking shit, you're like, what the fuck am I playing?
I think it's better. I think the lighting's better in ESO, but
I think the shadowing's better.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but as far as like texture and like atmospheric type feel, I feel it more in this game. You know,
like the shininess on like the wooden floors.
Right.
Is just,
Yeah, look,
it's just
I was
really
just gonna
cool.
say that. Look at the wooden floors. It looks like an actual wooden floor.
well, like not only that, like right now where I'm at, there's an emerald like crystal flooring. It looks really good. the way the skyline, the graphics. But I agree, like the shadowing that affects lighting, like the light that comes in from the tree line and stuff, is done better in Elder Scrolls. I agree with that.
I mean, light. It's still good. It's still really. I mean, this game is really.
But have you seen it snow yet in this game? Or like, have you been anywhere where it snows or rains? It looks really good from the way it's coming in. But if you look at Elder Scrolls, you don't see it as well coming in. But when you go to the buildings in Elder Scrolls, you see the little droplets fall on the buildings. Did you notice that ever? Get on Elder Scrolls, go into Deshaun, and you could see the little puddles. But in this game, you don't.
Yeah, the puddles, yeah.
So it's weird how some people will pay attention, like what they're doing differently graphically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I can pick it up anyway.
All right, so did you want to do one before I?
Dude, have you fought this ethereal dragon yet, dude? Hop, I'm sure you have. I'm in a dungeon where I'm fighting this ethereal dragon. It's a dragon made of ether.
Probably. What's the name of the dungeon you're in?
Hold on. Oh shit.
I haven't heard of oh shit. Which one is?
Yes, that's a really good.
It's a good dungeon.
Yeah, it's called the oh shit dungeon.
It's called the oh shit dungeon.
I haven't unlocked that one yet. Where do you unlock that one at? Does that one come from the porcelain goddess? Or the porcelain throne? The porcelain throne room? Is that where you get that one? Yeah, oh no, dude, you haven't even seen some, every time you step into a new dungeon, when you unlock a new one, it's your mind blown each time.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one that I did, when you're on a giant platform floating in the sky and you're fighting a dragon boss and all you can see is from his chest up, and it's just like, whoa. You know, or the one that you're on the boat fighting the sea monster and he's smacking around the boat and everybody's sliding around on top of the boat trying to fucking get their footing because the sea monster is knocking the boat around. That's dope as shit.
Do you know this right now is the most populated MMO? It took over World of Warcraft spot recently.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it because World of Warcraft's gone down the drain since the end of Lich King.
Well, there for the longest title, it held the title, man.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's been going downhill ever since Lich King. And the Lich King, Burning Crusade is actually when it started going down, I think. Lich King was okay, but that was its melting point. At the end of Lich King, it was just whatever. You know, Caddis sucked. The one after Caddis sucked. Pandaland sucked. Warlords of Draenor sucked. Legion sucked. This new one, I haven't played it yet, but it probably sucks.
I was supposed to get in the shield.
Yeah, a shield. You hear that? The shield. Get behind the shield.
Get behind the shield.
That's why you take so much damage, because you're not behind the shield.
I just wiped the entire group.
Yeah, because you don't have a shield.
No, I was supposed to get in the shield.
Yeah, you would have got it if you would have had that shield. I think it would've been good.
See, if you would have been with the shield, you would have had it.
Equip the shield. Equip the shield.
But no, the warrior does make a good tank. They do a lot more DPS than I do, but I have, like I said, I have an ability called Shield Oath, and I have one that's called Sword Oath, but I don't tank with my Sword Oath because that just allows me to do more damage. Shield Oath allows me to take more damage. When I hit level 52, I
Look
get
at this.
Shield Oath.
I actually said it's my bad, and they were like, it's okay. I was like, I love this about this game.
It's okay.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. It happens. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Other games. Oh, what the fuck are you
What
doing,
the
man?
fuck are you doing? I'm one of those players. I admit it. Oh, I'm so bad. Because you run it like
No.
so to protect from that instant kill AOE. Yeah, get the bubbles right. I saw it after. I was like, as soon as I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh shit, there's a bubble. I'm supposed to be in there.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about now.
It's an ethereal It's an ethereal dragon,
Yeah.
man. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a
whoa, dude, no. But the dragon's made of ether.
I know, but you're fighting a primal.
No, it's not a trial. It's a dungeon. There's no. I don't. If it's a primal, it's not in primal form. It's in ether form.
Oh. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about still, though.
I mean,
Giant blue dragon?
It's a fucking, yeah, it's made out of fucking ether, man.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking thing.
And it forms a bubble in the middle of the...
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Look at this, guys.
Yeah. I almost died.
Okay, is that hashtag C... I'm going to have to get you after this. I'm going to get you right after this fight, Sylvia. Look at this, Sylvia. Look at this dragon. Look. Talk about dragons. People want to talk about dragons. Look at this dragon. Holy spliffity. It's not even its body. It's its head. It's like, you know what? I'm too awesome to even expose my body to you guys.
Everybody's
wait
awesome.
Everybody's awesome. Wait till you fight the primal dragon more towards the end of the story, and it's a water skeleton dragon. That thing is dope. And he takes his true form and fucking smacks down on the battlefield with his giant fucking sword, and the tank is literally just standing there reflecting the attack from hitting the ground and wiping the group. It's fucking dope. Yeah, the tank's running around grabbing that. Nice, there you go.
I take that Marauder.
Yeah, some of these boss fights in this game are just wow. And you know, people say not about a challenge and shit, but not a challenging, but the beginning dungeons, they're stepping stones.
Oh my god. But the atmosphere of every one of them looks so cool though.
They're basically those stepping stones. They progress you. They teach you to watch mechanics, and every time you go into a new dungeon, there's more mechanics, and more mechanics, more mechanics. By the time you get to level 70, there's going to be so many mechanics going on at the same time that you have a pin drop of a spot to stand on in the map without getting annihilated. It's just like, wow. I mean, you literally have to be on your P's and Q's got to match up perfectly, or you will get destroyed. And I haven't even seen some of the hard shit yet. I was talking to a guildmate last night. He goes, wait till you get in the 24-man raid, and you're just gonna be mind blown. And I'm just like, I know, dude. I can't wait. I'm fucking stoked.
Dude, I can't. I want to get slaughtered a shitload.
Right? You know.
I want to totally like feel the pain. I want to feel the anguish. I want to be ripped apart.
And when it comes down to that shit later on, it comes down to your DPS and your healers being able to burn shit.
Our healer is dead. I'm toast.
Yeah, and it's just watching.
It's not
It's
about the
watching
shield.
it
The healer actually died, and I have 2 melee DPS. Melee
If you can get
DPS
behind the
don't
shield.
have reses.
I get an ability as a paladin where I'd basically turn myself into a shield and put a cone behind me, and everybody standing in the cone behind me takes 50% less damage.
Oh yeah, you're dead.
It's cool.
So I'm just pointing out some skills that I get. I can't wait to get that one. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Basically, make a safe zone behind me.
You don't have a heal, Mystic?
I
No.
do, but I don't have a res.
Oh, okay.
Only magic players have reses. So
They might have taken it away from a lot. I know
we have a
before
black
that-
mage. Why didn't the black mage res?
like
Oh
I
no,
just said,
that's
they
a
might-
monk. That's a monk.
They might have taken it away from people because before all the casters used to have reses, but I
Right.
don't think all of them get any. I think only the healers get reses.
The red mage still has a res, dude. So does the scholar, and so does the arcanist. Or Summoner. Summoner has his res.
Yeah, but the Summoner's basically an Arcanist, and the Arcanist is a healer DPS.
Okay,
so
well,
that,
so does, like what I said, the red mage still has theirs. I don't know about the black mage. I haven't fucked with black
are
mage
you
yet.
sure about
Yes,
that?
the red mage gets it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
How sure? Because I'm looking at the red mage right now, and I'm not seeing a revive.
You sure? They're supposed to have
Yep.
it.
I'm on my red mage right now, and I'm looking.
Dude,
That's
it's
an
not
attack.
under. Yeah, it's not under abilities. It's under your rolls.
Yeah, okay, under rolls, okay. That's an attack. That's a debuff. That's an attack. That's a swift cast. That's lucid dream. Diversion. Mana shift. That's just a debuff or a buff, reduces damage taken. Spells cast without interruption, and a single target remove detrimental damage over time, erase. So yeah, red mage does not get a revive. I'm looking at it right now. Yep, I'm looking at it right now. So they might have taken it away. Because, like, before, when 60 was a cap, all of the casters had a revive. All of them. I think the only DPS caster that has the revive is the Summoner. Because let me see, I'll go over to my Thaumaturge, because the Thaumaturge isn't going to get anything different from the Black Mage, and the Black Mage does not get a revive either. So, yeah, it's only your healers and the Summoners that have revives anymore. They switched up that whole thing. Like, you know, if you go to your abilities in the roll, you get those other rolls. That wasn't always the case before. Before you had to, like, say for the scholar, in order to get certain abilities, you had to level up the white mage or the conjurer to a certain point to unlock that skill, and then you go back on your scholar, and that skill is now available because you've learned it through a different job. They changed that whole thing up. Now you get a set skill. Once you get to that level, you have it unlocked. It was not always like that. Before, like I said, you had to level up a different job to that point in its leveling to where you unlock that skill, and now it's unlocked for your other shit. Like, that's how I got so many other classes unlocked or jobs unlocked, because I had to do that back when 60 was the cap. In order to get certain skills, you had to level up a different job to a certain point. Now you got that skill, you can put it on your other character. I kind of like this way because you don't have to do that. That was a lot of different shit, man. But it made it to where you had to level other classes, though. You know. Now you just level up your class, and as you go, you get the roles unlocked as you go, instead of having to unlock them through other classes. And I definitely want to put this ability on my bar. A massive AoE taunt, so that's cool. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'm so dreading having to do my macros. I don't want to do it yet. Still trying to figure out which abilities I want to put together. I guess I could put those two together. That. I could put those two together. No, because that lowers damage. And this increases my parry rate. See, this is why I'm having trouble trying to figure out how I want to set up my macros, just because of how my buffs work. It's like I'm trying to use certain buffs together in combinations to see which work together before I start putting my macros together. You know, but I mean, with all of my buffs, if I proc all of my buffs at the exact same time, I could literally take no fucking damage for like 20 seconds. My health bar just doesn't move. love it. Yeah, I love this one ability I get. It's called Awareness. For 25 seconds, I cannot be critically hit. It completely nullifies the chance of me being critical. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm definitely working overtime.
This one, I still haven't quite figured out. I mean, I get why it's there, but it's just an asshole move. Trick. I divert 25% of my threat level to somebody else in the party.
That's kind of an asshole move.
Exactly. Go ahead, talk shit. Go ahead.
Have a good night, Cynthia.
Good night.
Oh shit!
They call it the asshole move instead of the
Right.
trick. Here, you
Yeah,
take
go
this
ahead.
aggro. You take this
Go
aggro,
ahead.
buddy.
Go ahead, piss me off. I'm gonna send this entire group of mobs in your face. But I get the point of it for tank swapping. I don't know if there's tank swapping in this game, but
Makes
that would be what it'd
sense.
be for. Yeah, that's what it would be used for. Okay, I have all the threat. The other tank can't pull it off of me that quick, so boom, 25% of it gone right there to the other tank, you know? And now his chance of pulling the rest of the threat is...
Woo!
What? The fuck was that for?
I don't know. He's trying not to die.
Yes!
He's got some serious stuff going on.
Woohoo! Ugh.
Everything is...
Ugh.
Sounds like he's pooping now.
Dude.
Which one are you in?
Sick.
Menza one.
How do you get outside of it?
Yeah, I gotta go kill some
All right.
wolf rats and some.
All right, gotta
lambs and
run,
stuff.
gotta go do the guild thing on Issa. I'm definitely adding you, Sylvia, so I'm gonna do that right now as a friend. So, see you at
If
Sylvia.
If you click on your quest in the map log or in your quest log, and then it'll bring up the map. Just click on the map and go teleport to the closest spot to it. That's what I do.
It's the map. It's the map. It's the map.
right.
It's the map.
Backpack. We need the map. All right. So you done with that? You want to run one?
Okay,
Mr.
once I gotta check my phone. I might have to pick up my daughter here.
All right. Well, I'll give you 30 seconds and figure all that out and see if you want to run one.
All right.
If not, I'm gonna.
see. I'm trying to get Sylvia's on Discord.
Yeah. Do your thing, man. I'm just check my vendor, see if I got anything sold yet. Nope. 20 out of 20 items still left in my auction.
Okay, maybe it's a capital C.
You gotta make sure you put the hashtag in there.
I did.
You gotta put it in the right spot, though.
Yeah, right before the numbers.
I'm aware. Yeah, something didn't work.
You gotta spell the name right, too.
I'm aware.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give her a call. So, yeah. No, Sylvia. I'll message her. I have her on my Facebook and stuff, so I can message her and stuff like that. But crazy, man. That was awesome. Actually, let me check my phone real quick because I do think I might have to get going. It's about 10 o'clock. I told my daughter because we're watching the grandkids tonight while my wife's watching the grandkids. I'm too old to watch kids. I love my grandkids. Don't get me twisted. But man, oh man, I am not. I'm grouchy grandpa. Can you guys see that? I think a lot of people can see that. You know?
Nah,
Yeah.
not you.
Yeah, no. I'm a grouchy grandpa. Not really mad at my grandkids. It's just, when you take a look at me, I'm not the smallest person, you take a look at me. I weigh 220, 30 pounds, and it's like I'm 6'1", and You know, I'm not small by any means.
Yeah, but you're grandpa.
Right,
Doesn't
right,
matter
right,
how
right,
big
right,
you are.
right. I am grandpa.
Yeah, but you're also 6'1", so you probably don't look like a fat ass. So
No, 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 no. Right? You know, I am 6'1". I like every time I would trim down. Like when I was big time into working out when I first met my wife. Matter of fact, she was said, "Yeah, you were high." I was because I worked out. I was in the gym five,
because I'm working
6 days a week.
out.
Well, I did amateur
Work
fighting.
out.
I did amateur fighting, so I was in the weight room like 3 days a week. I was in practicing my different martial arts like 4 days a week, and I was pretty active at that time. And
So you were fit. You were in better shape.
oh yeah, I mean I've been I was really skinny when I was younger because I ran a lot. I couldn't gain weight at one time. Um, I was 6'1" and I weighed 176 pounds. And being 6'1" and 176, you look like an Ethiopian. You look like really
Right,
frail and
yeah.
then malnourished.
That's how I look. I look weird. I'm fucking skinny as shit and tall. I
So
can't gain weight though.
well, the thing about it was, like, I was an outside linebacker for football, played basketball, and I ran track. And I was very athletic all the way up through high school. Got out of high school, I was like, I need to do something because I'm used to like waking up in the morning, doing my runs, going to school, coming home, practice because did sports all year round, and then I would hit the pools like 3 days a week. For different type of exercises like my other cardio and then like other muscle training because you don't want to always lift weights. That was a bad thing too. So I was very, very. I didn't always eat the healthiest, but I always kept like protein and carbs high. So, but still couldn't gain weight. Then after high school, I graduated and I got into martial arts and I was in a weight. They go by weight division. Fighting goes by weight division. We all know this. And
I didn't know that. That's cool.
whatever. So, anyways, my coach was like, "We're gonna move you up to heavyweight," and I'm like, "There's no way I'm gaining over 200 pounds." I've tried. I'm like, I lift weights. I do this, and he's like, "Well, have you tried the protein shakes?" And I'm like, "No, I really, I." He's like, "I'm telling you, we'll get you on protein shakes. Don't change your diet. Your diet's good, because you're eating carbs already." But we're going to add more of that other supplements from the protein shakes.
Creatine.
Yeah, it wasn't the creatine, more or less than just whatever else. Just getting more carbs in me. So I did it, and I gained up to 200 pounds in 3 months. So I gained 20 something pounds in 3 months, and yeah. So from that point on, I did heavyweight amateur fighting and type stuff, and I did traditional taekwondo, kickboxing. My favorite was Olympic style taekwondo, so I was very competitive in Olympic style taekwondo. Was one of
I
my
hate
favorite.
that style.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I hate
It's
that.
my favorite.
He's like, I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that style. I was in a martial arts tournament, and the only reason the kid beat me because 3 of the 5 judges judging the fight were taekwondo teachers, and I was whooping the shit out of this kid's ass, 4 belt ranks underneath him,
Yeah.
and they would not give me points.
The only reason so traditional taekwondo is way different than Olympic style. And kickboxing is kickboxing. I'm sure everybody's watched a kickboxing
It's
match.
totally fucking different.
Yeah,
Taekwondo is a super flashy, aerial, spinny, jumpy.
No,
bullshit.
not Olympic style. You don't go launch off the air. Actually, I used to do demo. I was on a demo team where I would do the air kicks, breaks, and everything, and all fancy shit. But you don't do that in fights because, like, my instructor was an
Getting your ass
Olympian.
whooped.
Well, my instructor was an Olympian, and he was on the Olympic team. Not Olympian. He was on the Olympic team. I forget all the details, but he was on the Olympic team. And he was like, come here, Gary. I was like, because I was showboating one day. And then he's like, you're going to spar me. I'm like, what? Okay. He's like, just do what you were doing. And we were just, it's kind of like chess, fast-paced chess. And as soon as I, went up, he like sidestepped and just put his foot up, and bam, I went on the ground. He's like, don't leave the ground. He's like, you're committed when you leave. You have nowhere to go. You have nowhere I can counter, and you're gonna get your ass ripped. So
you're fucked.
Yeah, you don't leave the ground. You know, you try not to leave the ground very little. Some things you have to do spins and stuff, and the way the point scores go, it's very You need something, honey?
Some fat ass
What?
land in this game.
I didn't touch anything. It was always over there. Can you shut the door, honey? Yeah. So you know, the funny thing about it was, though, it was my favorite because it was so fast paced. It was really fast paced. I mean, it went so fast. You still use your hands, but you couldn't do like to the open face the way it was. Like you do the chest or the Hogo.
How much contact was it?
It's full contact. You can knock people out. Full contact.
Nice.
But we wore Hogos.
Yeah.
So
padded helmets.
No, Hogo is your chest, but you have your padded helmet. Hogo is a padded chest.
Yeah.
Right. That's called a Hogo. And yeah, and then there's Hung and Chung. And you know,
Hung and that sounds like a new character name.
Yeah, Hung and Chung. Yeah, that's Korean. So everything's spoken Korean because it's a Korean martial art. It's like football. What we deem football would be, you know, Taekwondo in Korea. So my friends were actually from Korea. A couple of my friends, so that's what got me into Taekwondo versus any other martial art. But I did become disciplined in Muay Thai as well. So
Muay Thai is a good style.
Yeah,
I like Muay Thai. It's a lot of spins.
I like jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Yeah, my one friend is a jiu-jitsu instructor. So I pretty much around here we fight a lot. One of the MMA fighters is from the same town I live in. So we have a lot of fighting going on in here. So associated with where I'm from. And one of my
up, I got a new skill.
Two of my friends were pros. My other friend was not a full pro, but another. You know, not the. There's a lot of people who's done. I'm aware of all the fighters and what they do, and it's from locally. And it was kind of cool. Like I never wanted pro. I never was interested in going pro. I never wanted to do that. I just competed to basically do something with myself, you know, just to keep in shape, to be somewhat competitive. And I feel like when I got into martial arts is when I became less destructive, because prior to that, like I had a chip on my shoulder. Well, I had a little chip on my shoulder. I wasn't afraid to walk away from a fight or whatever. Someone gonna call you out. You'd be like, "Fuck you, bitch." You know, we're gonna do. If you're gonna talk, you're gonna call it out. Let's fucking do this. You know, let's go.
Right here, right now.
Let's do it. But
Let's do it.
Right. But after you get into it, you kind of have a little bit more common sense and respect, and more like, you know, you're just being so stupid. And I kind of realized that one time I was in a tournament, and it was a martial art tournament, and we were full gear, and there's a reason for that. And in Olympic style Taekwondo, the kicks are devastating. So I was in a tournament, I back kicked somebody, they stepped through, and I got my back kick landed square to the hook. It broke. It broke their ribs right through the Hogo.
Oh yeah, that's a back kick's that's your most powerful kick.
Right. Straight to the back kick.
Oh.
Well, hook kick would probably be what we call the K kick. Then there's the Autobahn. Autobahn can be pretty devastating as well. It doesn't. If someone gets an Autobahn, a headshot with that Autobahn, you're pretty much lights out. It's usually what we call the chin shot. But the Autobahn is very counterintuitive combination. So, you know, everything's a lot about the kicks, but how you throw in the punches is from the closed position. Legs have more range than hands, and well, Just saying. Like once you set from a kick combo and you move in, then you go in for your punches. So you're always
I
going to
figured you would
start.
try kicking.
You're going to always start off, and then we
With a
have.
kick.
Well, it depends. You have an open stance, close stance, and then we have like leading and shifting, and
Yeah.
that's something I never got to do in other fighting styles, is like lead and shift. So the way I step in and guide people between my leg movements is really pretty nice, because that's how you get some people to make a mistake. And when they make that mistake, they're committed. They just screwed up. And when they screw up, you're grabbing points or grabbing a knock. And if they get K'd, it's game over. Now, I've never been K'd in my life. So I've hit the mats multiple times. So I'm not saying I haven't lost a fight or I haven't been on the ground. I've never been KO'd or TK'd. So I've never even been technically knocked out. So every fight I've ever lost, I've only lost by decision. So points. And and that's a lot of training as well, and I kind of contribute that more to my Muay Thai training than my Taekwondo training, because Muay Thai training is pretty brutal.
Oh,
so
fuck yeah.
it's a brutal training.
I would love to learn Muay Thai.
Yeah, Muay Thai training is pretty brutal.
Just go out there and kick some trees and stuff. Just
yeah.
like the
Well, it's
movies.
no. Fuck!
know
Don't
what
do
I'm
that. Don't do that. You don't
You
break
know,
your legs and shit.
Do
no.
some splits on some chairs.
Yeah, don't do
No,
that.
You know what I'm saying?
The little wood
I
rod
was-
thing's real though. Like the smack of the legs and stuff.
I
That's
was in
real.
a tournament against I was a yellow belt in Tang Sudo, and I was fighting a blue belt in or whatever in Taekwondo, however they rank, and he did a spinning kick, and I ducked underneath it and came up with a lunge punch to his chest, and they gave the kid 2 points for a spinning kick.
Well,
And I'm like, what?
that's definitely a Taekwondo tournament you were in, because
Yeah,
Taekwondo.
everybody was fucking Taekwondo. This is
Yeah,
the reason why I hate it.
okay.
They seen a kid outranking me, getting his ass whooped by somebody he should have dusted off like nothing.
Well, and
he's
here's the
getting his
thing:
ass
the
whooped
way
on.
the points work in Olympic style is different from traditional. Traditional, it's about like body placement connections. Like how, like if you get hit in the face, that's worth more points than getting hit in the body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So your
obviously.
guard's up a little bit more. Well,
Yeah,
your
but
guard's supposed to be up
well,
regardless. So
Well, when the judges said stop the fight and to give the kid 2 points for a spinning kick, I asked why did he get 2 points for that, and I didn't get a point for kicking or for punching him. And they're like, because
Yeah.
you didn't signify a block. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I ducked underneath the kick and came back with a punch to his chest.
yeah,
They're like, you didn't throw your arm up to block it. Why in the fuck would I throw my arm up to block a kick when I could duck underneath it?
Like,
why would I risk breaking my
it's
arm?
it's funny because okay, it's not well. Okay, so a body shot's worth 1 point, headshot's worth 2 points. Any spin kick applied to head or anywhere is an additional point. Now,
Yeah, well,
so that's
he
how
shouldn't have
points
got
are.
any points though because he never made contact with me.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to
And-
get. So at this point of the fight, I knew the fight was already over. I wasn't gaining points the whole time. The whole time I was pushing this kid out of the ring, they kept stopping the fight because I was pushing him out of the rings with combinations, and he kept backing up from me while I'm just laying fucking hits into him. They're not giving me any points at this. So at this point, when they gave him 2 points for the spinning aerial kick over my head that I ducked, they stopped the fight, gave him his points. They put us, back to the center and said, "Go at it again." I blasted that kid as hard as I could, right in the center of his chest with a jump front kick, and he did a backflip out of the ring, and they disqualified me for too much contact. And I said, "I don't care. I don't care. I just wanted to prove a point. You weren't giving me points anyways, so fuck it. Your kid. I beat this kid 5 minutes ago at the beginning of this match, and you're not giving me points. So I'm gonna put your fucking kid in the ground. I don't care. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm
I
done."
mean the funny thing is, and like, well, it's like kickboxing too. Kickboxing has a set of rules. Everything has set rules, man. And like you know, I mean, you become accustomed to it, you know, and you know, it is what it is. And I always tell people that's why to me, I don't feel like just because whatever doesn't necessarily make anybody a badass. Because street fights, no rules apply. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, any trained person, you know, can get a bad day. So it doesn't mean you walk around being all cocky and arrogant. You know what I'm saying? It's not a
Oh,
smart
I
way to
don't either.
live. You know, no, I'm
No.
just saying it's not a smart way to live. And I feel like, and one of the things I really like about most martial arts is about balance. Life is, you know, there's a philosophy behind martial arts, and
Yeah, the yin and the yang.
right, yeah, there. Well, not everything's yin and yang, but yeah, most of it has that
But
comparable. You
it
know,
still
yeah,
has it's
right.
still a balance. You
Yeah,
gotta have a balance.
there's balance. There's you know, but there is some, you know, like yin and yang is a good one because even in Korean, we have that same symbolism or representation, and the yin and yang is also, you know, I have a tattoo of that on my body, which is different. It's not traditional yin and yang. It's like love the elements, and because there's life and there's death and there's the line in between, which is the balance between life and death and fire and water and the elemental properties that we, you know, we between this world and the next, we need to find the balance and find ourselves. And that to me is the representation of most martial arts across the board. Is like you're not just training your body, you're not just learning an art, you're learning who you are, right? And the respect that's associated. So I feel that that's something that everybody can learn no matter what. Like I remember there's people like Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a martial art that is very meditative, you know.
Hmm.
It's a kung fu that has, you know, deep spiritual roots associated, and you know, physical and philosophical perspectives that are, you know, intertwined within the art itself. And I feel that's amazing. You know that, you
Hmm.
know, you see it's a reflection of this society's perspective and how they incorporated this into what they did. And so everybody thinks it's always about fighting. Fighting is, you know, it's part of it, but it's not the entire essence of a martial artist. You know, a martial artist is so much more than just somebody who is trying to, you know, exhibit dominance or, you know, a false personification of who they are. That's not a true martial artist. A martial artist is, you know, has a deeper, you know, reflective being to who they are as individuals and how their martial art training, you know, is reflected to that. That to me is a
Hmm.
reflection of martial artist. So, like, I love Bruce Lee. You guys like Scott? Did you like Bruce Lee?
Oh yeah, who doesn't like Bruce Lee?
Right?
You ever watch his
Bruce Lee's my
interviews when he
fucking
was talking
he's my
about
fucking
water?
idol.
He's like, water is stronger than anything. He's like, because water flows through rocks. He's like, the rocks
Mhm.
can't even contain the water. He's like, you
That's the
know,
strongest element.
right? He's like, you know, life, you know, comes from. He was talking about that, and he's like, you know, what he's like, we could have more power in one finger than one fist if properly applied. And
Hmm.
that to me is just that's it's not just saying it's all about the strength in this. It's literally saying, you know, there's more to this when you take a look at the bigger picture. And that's why I really liked it. Like I was never, I mean, I watched Bruce Lee. I like Bruce Lee, but I wasn't like this big like Bruce Lee fanatic when I was a kid, you know. Um I wasn't like, I didn't know I was going to get into martial arts. You know, I never would have
I love Bruce
anticipated
Lee.
it.
I've watched all of his movies, all of his documentaries,
Yeah.
everything about Bruce Lee. I've read his
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, see,
I've read.
I never knew I was going to get into any of this. Like, you know, it just happened to come to that way for me. And I'm glad that martial arts played such an important role at one time in my life because it's the culture that my friends, like I said, my friends are Korean. When I used to go to my friend's house, it's very, very, very much traditional Korean. I mean, they lived in America, but it's traditional Korean. You take your shoes off, you know, pay respect. They have they have a couch and stuff, but they had the little pillows on the floor and stuff. We ate Korean foods for dinner and stuff, all these type of things. And I would spend a lot of time with my friend. And I enjoyed it very much because of the culture shock for me. Well, it wasn't a culture shock. It was just understanding something a lot more. And then when I got into Taekwondo, like it really unified my understanding, I think, a little bit more from that culture, perspective, from that art. So I think that's why I really like Taekwondo, both traditional and Olympic style. Olympic style is the sports version, though, of Taekwondo.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Taekwondo because if you go to a Taekwondo-oriented competition, unless it's a knockout competition, you are not going to beat the other person if you're not a Taekwondo student.
Well, I mean, like I said, traditional is not the same as Olympic. The score's different.
But
you can't say just Taekwondo. I mean, you have to be like
either way you look at it, unless you can knock the person out in the competition, even if it's a kata competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're doing just straight katas, you're not even going against somebody else. You're just performing a kata, and whoever has the fancier kata wins. Obviously, you know how a kata competition goes. Right. If you're not a Taekwondo student, you're not doing a Taekwondo kata, you will not win that competition.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's based on those forms.
It doesn't matter. If you go to a competition for martial arts, everything should be judged equally.
Well, like karate. If I was a Taekwondo student walking into a karate tournament, do you think I would win with any of my forms and when it's a kung fu form? No. So it can be argued both ways. So like I know very little to nothing of karate, So like if somebody asks me, do I know kung fu? No, I don't know kung fu. I don't know. I mean, I'm aware of it, but do I have any training in it? No, I do not. I have no training in kung fu. Some judo. I know some judo. So, but and a little bit of Muay Thai. I mean, I guess not Muay Thai. I mean, a little bit of Tai Chi. I took like a couple classes of Tai Chi, not for the martial arts, but for the meditative perspective to the form. If that makes sense. Trying to find a smoother
trying to find balance.
Well, trying to find like at the time my form's really bad, and I was trying to find like a meditative aspect to applying to my forms because I'm just aggressive. I'm like my medals came from breaking competitions. Nobody's going to like debate a break tournament, for example, Hop.
Right.
Like
yeah.
If it's karate and Taekwondo, if I break 7 and you break 6, who wins? That's the point.
Obviously.
Well, and form matters though too, because there's different ways to break in breaking tournaments. And I remember somebody was like, "I broke one more than you win." I'm like, "What technique did you use? If you used hammer, you're fucked."
But okay,
because if I go ridge, you're fucked.
If we go to a breaking competition and we both use the same technique and it's
right,
boy, it's the Taekwondo oriented competition and I'm something else. Who do you think's gonna win?
If you break one more, you win. Stop.
No, I said if we broke the same thing and used the same combo.
But listen, but if it ties, it's not. Listen, there's no tie in a Taekwondo break tournament. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it goes down. So if we use the same technique and we break the same amount of boards, now we got to go head to head with who can break the most using which technique. That's the way it goes. That's the way a Taekwondo tournament goes. Nobody's walking out with an equal amount. No. You're fucking wrong. That's not the way it's going to happen. Somebody's going to be declared the winner. Somebody's coming out.
I've had my fair share of Taekwondo tournaments.
Obviously, you sound very biased.
I've never been to a breaking one. I can say that. I've
Yeah.
never been to a break competition with taekwondo, but I've been to contact sports. I've been to kata ones. I've been to multiple.
I've never placed in a kata or a form tournament. My friend actually, who's a you know, a fourth degree black belt, he always used to make fun of me. He's like, "Oh, Gary, I see your foot." Actually, I think he's seven now. It's been a couple years since I've seen him. I think he's 7 now, 7 degree. And he was like, "Your forms still suck," and I'm like, "God dang, dude! Like my forms do suck. Like I could do them, but like to the point of scoring, no, absolutely not."
Yeah, I ranked second place in a kata competition, and here again, I got cheated from a fucking taekwondo student because he's an orange belt, right? I'm a yellow belt, so we're using our rank katas that we should know. And this orange belt pulls out a 4th degree black belt.
I don't know why Wow, Mystic is full of surprises. Thanks, man. I don't know why you're in a tournament with somebody who has a different form, though. It's what that doesn't make sense to me, though, because usually karate tournaments are karate tournaments, taekwondo tournaments are taekwondo tournaments. Like even traditional tournaments. Like a lot of times you don't see traditional taekwondo fight tournaments with Olympic style. It's a different set of rules. It's a whole different set of rules. Typically, like the way the point scoring goes, how it sets, the time limits, the rounds, all of that's different. That's why I don't get like when I would go for a traditional tournament. There's no koga. There's like the gloves, like friggin' not the MMA gloves, but like almost like kickboxer gloves where your hands are open, but you have like boxing gloves. That's like traditional taekwondo.
Yeah, but the reason I go to other different types of martial art competitions is because I'm not gonna learn anything going against somebody else in my own style that I can beat.
But what I'm saying is like
or if he beats me, I'm not learning anything. There's no gain, I'm not learning anything fighting my own style. That's why I go outside of my style to fight other styles.
But you always need to know the rules. The rules are always going to be different from each.
I understand that. I understand that.
That's like, it's just. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me personally, like my one friends, they got into MMA when it first started coming out. Like my friends started getting into MMA stuff, and they were like, "Yo, hey, you should definitely try to get into this MMA." Now my sparring partner was an amateur. It was he was in not like the big leagues, but he was traveling and making money as a fighter. That was my sparring partner. Huge guy. Really, and he hits harder than a truck. So the funny thing about it was they were like, "Oh, you should get." I'm like, no, that's not my thing. That's not like that whole thing is not my thing, because I'm tall. I'm not. I'm not built for that type of match. That's not me, and so I didn't do it. But I had many friends who had success doing that type of fighting, and I think a lot of people don't have a misrepresentation of what fighters are. Some fighters are very aggressive, very cocky, but not everybody's like that. Not everybody is like that. So
no,
I don't know.
I'm definitely not. I don't want to fight. I don't like to fight because I know inside I have the knowledge with my martial arts training to seriously fucking hurt somebody if they don't know what they're doing and they throw
I don't even care. Like to me, it's not about hurting.
Even though
I don't care. Like for me, it's not about that though. It's just like I just feel like
if somebody comes at me and doesn't know how to fight and they try to fight me, I can seriously fucking injure somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
possible.
The thing that holds me back. Okay, no, I don't want to fight you because if you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you're gonna come at me like that, you can seriously get fucking hurt.
Well, even people who have training can get hurt.
I'm not saying that.
That's the real life. Yeah.
That's because before I started taking martial arts, I would fight anybody that wanted to fucking throw blows.
Yeah, that's the way I was. I definitely felt.
Shit, let's fucking go.
I definitely felt like that. I felt like I was way more hostile
Yeah,
prior.
you have a lot more control once you learn,
Right.
once you start
Like
learning.
nobody,
Well, not,
nobody would even like if you wanted to take a look and you wanted to go rounds, let's do it. I mean, I didn't give a shit if I got my ass kicked, which hardly
wow,
happened.
I
It
didn't
did,
either.
but it
I
hardly
didn't either.
happened.
You know,
I
'cause
just
yeah,
didn't
I'm not gonna
care.
say I never got beat up too, but
Yeah,
I've got my ass kicked and I've done my fair share of ass kicking. But you know,
yeah,
before I started taking martial arts, you looked at me the wrong way. I was ready to fucking throw blows. I didn't give
yeah.
a fuck.
I
You
just
know,
I was the type of person that just it was like I mean, you do, but when you're young, you. I don't know, man. Like when I got older, and I kind of learned
it's
at
just
a
not
younger
worth it.
age. Yeah, it's just what the fuck.
It's not worth
And
it.
I
You
felt
know.
like I stopped drinking at a younger age because of my martial arts and understanding things, and was like this. There were a couple of unfortunate circumstances that also went down my way, which I don't care. I'm not going to reflect on it and like oh this and oh for that. Things happen. That's the way life goes. That is life. But and I'm sorry, I do gotta end this stream here. But at the end of the day, I feel like everybody has to take accountability, and I don't feel like majority of the time that you need like martial artists or no martial artists or experience in anything that you have to take or you will have to stand back and you can be passionate. I'm a passionate person. I'm a very, very passionate individual. And I'm very open minded and I'm unfiltered. And that's who I am. I don't mean disrespect, but at the same time, I don't feel like I should, have to, you know, be, disingenuine either. I feel like if you want an honest opinion, you should be able to be able to take it. And some people do get offended by that, and that's understandable. And that some people can become offended easily, and sometimes conflicts can happen because things have gotten out of hand. People that can happen as well. But obviously, you talk within reason, and you try to at least. And in my opinion, if I can always walk away from a conflict, I will. I
Oh
don't.
yeah,
I don't ever want to anybody to feel that physical resolution is the best scenario because it's not. Somebody's going to get hurt, even if it's not
yeah,
you. Somebody's getting hurt, and
exactly.
why do people feel like that is there's notoriety behind that. There's an affirmative course to say, oh, you look at me, I kicked this person's ass. Well, congratulations, congratulations. You kicked his ass. Great. That's great. You always get those people who want to be like, I kicked that person's ass and I kicked these people's asses, and it's like, and that's what the like online people like elitists, and I feel like I was an elitist, but I never wanted to be like, this or that. Like, I'm better than you. I don't feel like anybody's better than anybody. Like, I don't believe that. I feel like I might be better at this than you, but you probably are way better at something else than me. So, what's that say? Nothing. Doesn't mean a
Right.
fucking thing.
Yeah, might be better at one thing than you, and you're better at something than I
Right, like
am.
MMOs. Like I told people, I'm like, am I the best of this class and that class? No, but am I better at this? Probably. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? There's always room for improvement in life. Is my point. And just take things for how they are and just go with it, man. Just let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Right, just let it go. And
Right.
one time I always tell my kids don't typically get in fights. They're very, very outspoken as well. Meaning their mom, they get it honest. But I always tell them avoid conflicts until someone gets in your face. I'm like, there's only one way you don't ever back down, and is if somebody is in your space,
You're
then
my
you
personal bubble.
you push back
Yep,
because
get out of my bubble.
now they're trying to intimidate you and make you you know they're your bitch. And I'm like, you try to avoid the conflict, try to resolve it, but if they step within the arm's distance, you now take action. You cannot afford now to back down. You don't try to talk or reason once they've stepped forward. They crossed that line. They knew what they were getting themselves into. They did it intentionally, and you put them on their ass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you do. And that's the way it goes. Like, you avoid conflicts at all costs. You do not you pay respect even to the ones you may not agree with. You pay respect to and try not to get in any kind of, whatever. But the moment somebody gets into your face, you put them down.
Put them down.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. You cannot afford. You cannot at that point. You cannot afford. It's like a jail rule, man. First thing it is, like, if somebody's going to try to see, how much weight you have behind you when you get into the jail cell, right? When you walk into jail, and the first time you back down, you're now everybody's bitch. It's just the way it is.
Everyone's gonna start pushing you around.
Right. It's just the way it goes. You have to have you do not let people inside your space. And when they realize you're willing to die, you're willing to, it's a kill or be killed type scenario, and you're willing to put it out on that level. A lot of people are not willing to risk taking that chance. They're not. I mean, you don't try to incite anything. But at the same time, man, you don't become somebody's bitch. You just don't. It's just not worth it, man. Mm-mm. So, and take an ass kicking. I tell my kids, there's no dishonor in getting an ass kicking.
Oh, hell no.
No dishonor in it.
Just get back up.
Right. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys for watching. Good conversation, Hop. What do you think, Scott? It was a good one.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like it was a pretty interesting one. But thank you, guys.
Yeah, get a shield. Get a shield.
Yeah. And wear a cup. Please wear a cup.
Yeah, wear a cup if you're a guy. Getting kicked in the balls hurts.
Even if you're a girl, man. Groin shots can hurt anybody. So just get some protection. All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Once again, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. And as always, thank you and have a nice day.
Later, viewers.
All right. He says wear protection.
I'm wearing a rubber. Isn't that